6 golden habits to stay young after 50. Neuroscience secrets for longevity. Keynotes. Rewire your brain with daily mindful movement. Fuel your brain with anti-inflammatory nutrition. Master sleep as the ultimate regenerator. Build deep connections to strengthen neural pathways.
Activate your brain with lifelong learning.
6. Practice gratitude and purpose to delay cognitive aging. Introduction. There comes a time in life when the mirror doesn't just reflect your age, it reflects your choices. Past 50, many people surrender to the belief that the best years are behind them. They accept physical decline, cognitive dullness, and emotional fatigue as normal. But what if I told you science has proven otherwise? What if you discovered that the brain has the capacity to regenerate, rewire, and remain vibrantly young long after your 5th decade? Today I invite you to break that myth. You are not aging, you are awakening to a new chapter where youth is no longer a number. It's a lifestyle crafted by intentional daily choices. There are secrets hidden within the chambers of neuroscience. Powerful truths that are now rising to the surface. Not locked behind laboratories anymore, but available to anyone willing to embrace new habits. Habits rooted not just in science, but in ancient wisdom and timeless self-discipline. You don't need surgery, expensive supplements, or magic elixirs. You need the courage to shift your mindset and walk in consistency. These golden habits are the true serum of youth. Staying young after 50 is not about looking like you're 25. It's about feeling fully alive. It's about waking up with mental clarity, emotional balance, and physical energy. It's about having the vitality to chase dreams, embrace purpose, and love fiercely. Your biology does not have to determine your destiny. With each habit you embrace, you can literally teach your brain and body to defy the odds. In the next few minutes, I will take you through 6 golden habits backed by neuroscience that will not only help you stay young, they will help you thrive. If you want to feel decades younger, think sharper, and experience life with a childlike wonder that never fades, then this journey is for you. Let us begin with the first principle, the power of mindful movement. Rewire your brain with daily mindful movement. Movement is medicine, not just for the body, but for the brain. As we age, the neural pathways in our brain either strengthen or wither away, depending on how we use them. And one of the most powerful ways to reinforce and renew these pathways is through consistent, intentional, and mindful movement. Neuroscientific research reveals that exercise doesn't just keep muscles toned or help shed extra pounds, it fundamentally changes the architecture of the brain, supporting memory, emotional regulation, and cognitive agility. Daily movement is no longer optional after 50, it's your lifeline to youth. And not just any movement, we're talking about movement that brings awareness, movement that centers you in the present, movement that honors the connection between body, mind, and spirit. Whether it's a 30-minute walk in nature, a slow and deliberate yoga flow, or even dancing to your favorite song in your living room, these simple acts become powerful rituals of renewal. Each step, each stretch, and each breath becomes a message to your brain. I am still alive. I am still learning. I am still growing. What happens inside your brain when you move mindfully? Neurogenesis, the birth of new neurons. This once radical discovery is now a foundational truth in modern neuroscience. When you engage in aerobic activity, the brain increases production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein that acts like Miracle-Gro for your neurons. It helps existing brain cells survive, supports the growth of new connections, and even sparks the creation of brand new neurons. This is the scientific evidence that aging is not decline, it's adaptation, when given the right stimulus. Let's dive deeper. Movement improves blood circulation, which delivers more oxygen and nutrients to the brain. It also reduces cortisol levels, the stress hormone responsible for many age-related diseases and cognitive decline. When you walk, your brain creates patterns. When you dance, your brain synchronizes rhythm and coordination. When you stretch slowly, it stimulates parasympathetic pathways that calm your nervous system. Each of these forms of movement activates different brain regions, from the hippocampus, which supports memory, to the prefrontal cortex, which governs decision-making and attention. But mindful movement is more than science. It's also a spiritual practice. It brings you into the now. And the present moment is the only place where renewal occurs. Too many people over 50 live in their past or worry about their future. Movement interrupts that loop. It awakens you. It reminds you that your body is not something to resent. It is a sacred tool for experiencing life. And when you begin moving mindfully every day, you unlock the kind of youthful energy that no supplement can buy. One of the most overlooked benefits of mindful movement is its effect on emotional regulation. Studies show that consistent physical activity stimulates the release of endorphins, natural mood lifters that combat depression and anxiety. But more than that, movement creates emotional momentum. The act of pushing your body beyond its comfort zone tells your brain, I can change, I can improve, I am not stuck. And this belief becomes the foundation of your second youth. Neuroscience also teaches us about neuroplasticity, the brain's remarkable ability to rewire itself based on how we use it. Movement plays a critical role here. When you try a new exercise, navigate a new walking path, or engage in a balance or coordination challenge, your brain creates new pathways. These new circuits strengthen your mental agility, reaction time, and memory. Over time, they help protect against age-related conditions like Alzheimer's, dementia, and cognitive fog. Let me be clear, it's not about high-intensity workouts or lifting heavy weights. It's about consistency and intention. A brisk walk around your neighborhood each morning with focused breathing can do more for your youthfulness than an hour of unconscious gym time. What matters is that you show up every day. Movement becomes your conversation with the brain. The message, we are not done yet. Here's how to begin. Start small. Choose a 20-minute window each morning where you do something just for your body and brain. Make it sacred. Maybe it's Tai Chi under the open sky. Maybe it's gardening while listening to calming music. Maybe it's practicing Qigong or walking barefoot on grass. Over time, increase the duration, the variation, and the intensity. But never lose the mindfulness. Never make it about punishment or weight loss. Make it about vitality and connection. It's also important to understand the rhythms of your body. Movement in the morning awakens your circadian rhythms, primes your metabolism, and boosts brain clarity for the rest of the day. Movement in the evening can help discharge the stress of the day and ease you into restful sleep. But what matters most is that you make it regular. The brain loves rhythm, and when you make movement a rhythmic, joyful ritual, you train your entire system to function better, think sharper, and feel younger. After 50, one of the biggest dangers is stagnation mentally, physically, emotionally. Movement is your antidote, and not just for health, but for confidence, for joy, for resilience. Every time you move, you remind yourself that you are not a victim of time. You are a steward of it. You reclaim agency over your body. You take authority over your health. And this is what makes you young, not your skin tone, but your spirit. As you build this habit, document your transformation. Keep a journal, record how you feel after each session. Write about the clarity you gain, the emotions that rise, the insights that emerge. This turns your movement into meditation, into medicine, into a memory that rewires not just your brain, but your story. You were never meant to sit your way into old age. You were created to move your way into rebirth. Let every morning be your resurrection. Let every step remind your brain that it's not too late. Let every breath align your body with your becoming. The youngest version of you is not behind you. It is inside you, waiting to be awakened through mindful, intentional movement. And it begins today. 2. Fuel your brain with anti-inflammatory nutrition. What you feed your body is what you feed your brain. After 50, this truth becomes non-negotiable. Your cognitive vitality, emotional stability, and cellular health are all profoundly shaped by what you place on your plate. Food is not just fuel, it is information. Every bite you eat sends messages to your genes, your immune system, and your neural circuitry. And in the realm of longevity, the single most important message you want to send is this: reduce inflammation, nourish resilience. Chronic inflammation is the silent saboteur of aging. It accelerates brain shrinkage, impairs memory, dulls clarity, and sets the stage for neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Inflammation is not inherently bad. It's a protective response. But when it becomes chronic due to poor diet, stress, toxins, and lack of movement, it shifts from being helpful to being destructive. That's why anti-inflammatory nutrition is your secret weapon to staying young. So what exactly is anti-inflammatory nutrition? It's not a trendy diet or another fleeting food fad. It's a lifestyle grounded in neuroscience, epigenetics, and functional medicine. At its core, it emphasizes whole, unprocessed foods that nourish rather than inflame. Think vibrant vegetables, leafy greens, wild berries, nuts, seeds, omega-3 rich fish, herbs and spices like turmeric and ginger. These foods don't just fill your stomach, they activate your brain. Neuroscience has shown that diets high in sugar, refined carbs, and trans fats impair cognitive function and shrink brain volume. Meanwhile, a diet rich in omega-3 fatty acids and polyphenols enhances brain plasticity and increases levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor BDNF, the very molecule that supports learning, memory, and resilience. It's no exaggeration to say that your grocery list can literally shape your brain. Let's talk about specific food heroes. Blueberries, for example, are rich in flavonoids that cross the blood-brain barrier and improve communication between neurons. They've been linked to improved memory in older adults. Leafy greens like spinach and kale are loaded with folate and vitamin K, nutrients essential for brain detox and cognitive longevity. Fatty fish like salmon and sardines are packed with DHA, an omega-3 that forms the structural foundation of your brain's gray matter. On the flip side, processed foods are neurotoxic. Excess sugar leads to insulin resistance in the brain, a condition some researchers now call type 3 diabetes. It dulls your ability to concentrate, worsens mood, and impairs the hippocampus, the region responsible for memory. Trans fats, often found in fried or packaged foods, increase the risk of depression and cognitive decline. Every time you choose processed over whole, you trade youth for speed. But anti-inflammatory nutrition is not just about what you eat. It's about how you eat. Mindful eating, slowing down, chewing thoroughly, and savoring your food enhances digestion and supports the gut-brain axis. And the gut, often called your second brain, is home to trillions of microbes that influence everything from your immune response to your mood. When you nourish your gut with fiber-rich, fermented, and plant-based foods, you elevate your brain. Hydration plays a vital role too. The brain is about 75% water. Dehydration, even mild, can cause fatigue, confusion, and poor memory. Start your day with a glass of lemon water. Replace sugary beverages with green tea or herbal infusions. Add electrolytes if needed. Make hydration a ritual of reverence. Your cells will thank you. Your mind will reward you. The beauty of anti-inflammatory nutrition is that it doesn't require perfection. It requires awareness. You don't have to give up everything you love. You simply need to tip the scale. If 80% of what you eat is healing, then the occasional indulgence won't derail your progress. This lifestyle is not about restriction. It's about rejuvenation. Each meal becomes a sacred opportunity to renew your youth. Practical strategies make this transformation sustainable. Start by removing one inflammatory item from your diet, like refined sugar, and replacing it with something nourishing, like raw honey or dates. Batch cook soups rich in bone broth, garlic, and turmeric. Use extra virgin olive oil generously. Snack on almonds instead of chips. Sprinkle cinnamon on your oatmeal. These micro decisions add up to macro transformation. And remember, inflammation is not only physical, it's emotional too. When you eat in a state of stress, your body cannot properly digest or absorb nutrients. That's why it's vital to eat in peace. Light a candle, play soft music, give thanks before meals. Your environment, your posture, and your emotions all impact how your body receives food. After 50, you're not just eating to survive. You're eating to thrive. Food becomes your pharmacy, your anti-aging serum, your energy source. Your mind depends on it. Your emotions are shaped by it. Your immune system is directed by it. There is no area of your life that food does not touch. And with the right choices, you can extend your health span, not just your lifespan. Nourishment is self-respect in action. Every time you choose broccoli over bread, salmon over sausage, or water over soda, you are casting a vote for your future. You are teaching your brain to trust you. You are sending a signal to every cell in your body, I choose life. I choose clarity. I choose to stay young. You don't need to count calories. You need to count colors. Fill your plate with a rainbow of vegetables. Prioritize diversity. Each color represents a different class of antioxidants and phytonutrients. The more variety, the more brain protection. Avoid food that comes in boxes and bags. Choose food that comes from the ground, trees, rivers, and oceans. The closer to nature, the closer to health. Lastly, give yourself grace. This is a journey, not a race. You are not trying to be perfect. You are trying to be whole. Let each meal be an act of love. Let each grocery run be an investment into your joy. And when you fall off track, forgive yourself and return. The road back to youth is always open, and it begins again with your next bite. 3. Master sleep as the ultimate regenerator. Sleep is not a passive act. It is not wasted time. It is not a luxury. Sleep is the very forge where your brain rebuilds, resets, and rewires. And after 50, mastering the art of restorative sleep becomes one of the most essential acts of youth preservation. Sleep is not just rest, it is regeneration. It is nature's most powerful reset button, biologically, mentally, and spiritually. Every night, your brain cycles through different stages of sleep, each with a unique purpose. During non-REM deep sleep, your brain clears out metabolic waste products, including beta-amyloid plaques associated with Alzheimer's. This cleaning system is called the glymphatic system, and it's 10 times more active during deep sleep than during waking hours. Meanwhile, REM sleep, where dreams occur, helps solidify memories, balance emotions, and process unresolved psychological stress. This is not fiction. This is neuroscience. When you consistently lack quality sleep, you accelerate aging at every level. Your brain loses sharpness, your emotional regulation weakens, your metabolism slows, your risk of chronic diseases skyrockets. And perhaps most importantly, your brain's ability to form new neural connections, neuroplasticity, is drastically reduced. It's like trying to grow a tree without water. Sleep is that water. Unfortunately, as we age, sleep becomes more elusive. Melatonin production naturally decreases, circadian rhythms shift, and many struggle with insomnia or frequent waking. But here's the truth. Poor sleep is not inevitable. It is reversible. And with intentional strategies rooted in neuroscience, you can reclaim your rest and reawaken your brain. First, understand that sleep is governed by rhythm. The body craves consistency. Going to bed and waking up at the same time each day, even on weekends, rebuilds your circadian stability. This alone can drastically improve sleep quality. Create a wind-down ritual. Dim the lights, power down devices, play calming music, read an uplifting book. Train your brain to associate these behaviors with rest, and over time, it will respond like clockwork. Second, block out blue light. Your brain is extremely sensitive to light, especially artificial light from screens. Blue light suppresses melatonin production, making it harder to fall asleep. Use blue light filters, amber glasses, or shut screens off 90 minutes before bed. Instead, bathe your eyes in warm light. Light a candle. Watch the sunset. Let darkness signal your body that it's time to rest. Third, be mindful of what you eat and drink before bed. Caffeine, alcohol, and sugar all interfere with sleep cycles. Aim to finish eating at least 3 hours before bedtime to allow your digestion to settle. Consider herbal teas like chamomile, valerian root, or magnesium supplements to naturally ease tension and support deeper sleep. Fourth, create an environment that supports deep rest. Your bedroom should be cool, dark, and silent. Use blackout curtains, noise machines, and comfortable bedding. Remove clutter. Remove electronics. Let your bedroom be a temple of tranquility, a sacred space where the body is honored and the mind is laid to rest. But there's more. Neuroscience tells us that sleep is not just physical, it is deeply emotional. Unresolved worries, regrets, or anxieties can disrupt your ability to enter deep sleep. That's why emotional hygiene is just as important as sleep hygiene. Journaling before bed, practicing forgiveness, meditating, or praying can help you release the mental noise and surrender to sleep with peace. Naps can also play a role in longevity when done right. A short nap between 10-20 minutes in the early afternoon can boost alertness and creativity. But longer naps, or naps taken late in the day, can disrupt nighttime sleep. Learn to listen to your body, rest when needed, but guard your core sleep time like a sacred ceremony. One of the most powerful strategies for improving sleep quality is early morning sunlight. Exposure to natural light within the first hour of waking resets your circadian clock, boosts serotonin, a precursor to melatonin, and helps your body know when to sleep and when to wake. A 10-minute walk in the morning sun may be one of the simplest ways to enhance your nighttime sleep. You must also be mindful of your thoughts. The mind loves to rehearse stress at bedtime. Don't let it. Practice breathwork. Count your blessings. Whisper affirmations like, I am safe, I am held, I am healing. Let the last thoughts before you sleep be thoughts of gratitude and renewal. These not only affect your sleep quality, they shape your dreams and your subconscious programming. And finally, honor sleep as a spiritual act. In many traditions, sleep is not just rest, it's communion. It's the space where the soul recharges and realigns with the divine. When you begin to see sleep not as something you have to do, but as something sacred, your entire relationship with rest will change. You will go to bed with intention, not just exhaustion. And in return, your sleep will give you life. After 50, your energy is more precious than ever. Sleep is where that energy is restored. It's where your hormones rebalance, your immune system recalibrates, and your brain resets. Miss it, and you lose more than just hours. You lose momentum. But master it, and you gain a superpower. Let this be the habit you no longer ignore. Let this be the ritual you no longer sacrifice. Let sleep be your secret weapon for staying young, focused, and full of life. The bed is not a place to collapse, it is a place to rise. And every great day begins the night before. 4. Build deep connections to strengthen neural pathways. One of the most powerful and underrated factors influencing how we age mentally, emotionally, and biologically is the quality of our relationships. Neuroscience is uncovering what spiritual wisdom has long known. Human connection is not a luxury. It is a necessity. It is as vital to your longevity as sleep, exercise, and nutrition. The brain is a social organ. Its growth, healing, and cognitive clarity are deeply tied to how we connect with others. After the age of 50, many people face increasing isolation. Children may have grown and moved out, careers may slow down or shift, and friends may drift apart or pass on. This is where the danger lies. Not just emotional loneliness, but neurological atrophy. Loneliness is now considered one of the greatest public health risks of aging. Studies have shown that chronic loneliness is associated with increased risk of Alzheimer's disease, depression, inflammation, high blood pressure, and premature death. But the opposite is also true. Deep, authentic relationships stimulate the release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone that reduces stress and increases feelings of safety. When you laugh with someone, when you share a heartfelt conversation, when you offer compassion or receive empathy, your brain lights up. You generate neural activity across regions associated with emotion, memory, learning, and reward. Connection becomes a form of cognitive training. This is not about having thousands of friends on social media. It's about cultivating a handful of soul-deep relationships. People who see you, hear you, and accept you. Even one such relationship can significantly boost your mental resilience. The Harvard Study of Adult Development, one of the longest-running studies in history, found that the key predictor of long life and happiness was not money, fame, or success. It was the quality of close relationships. So, how do you build or rebuild these deep connections? Start by being intentional. Reach out. Don't wait for someone else to make the first move. Reconnect with old friends. Join a group that reflects your interests, whether it's spiritual, creative, academic, or physical. Volunteer. Serve. Give your presence to someone who needs it. Loneliness often breaks not because someone came to you, but because you moved towards someone else. Conversation is where connections begin, and not surface-level talk, but deep, meaningful exchanges. Neuroscientists have found that when people share vulnerably, their brain waves begin to synchronize. This brain-to-brain coupling enhances trust, learning, and empathy. Sharing your stories, your struggles, and your hopes is not just emotionally healing, it rewires your brain to feel safe in connection. Eye contact matters. So does physical touch. A hug, a gentle touch on the hand, a pat on the back. These simple gestures send powerful signals to your brain that you are safe, seen, and supported. They lower cortisol, raise oxytocin, and activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps your body relax, heal, and rejuvenate. But deep connection also starts within. You must connect with yourself before you can truly connect with others. This means spending time in silence, practicing self-compassion, journaling your thoughts, forgiving your past, listening to your inner voice. When you connect with your soul, you carry an energy of wholeness that draws others to you. You become a mirror that reflects healing. Don't underestimate the power of shared experiences. Take walks with friends, cook together, dance, pray, celebrate birthdays, visit new places. These experiences create emotional memories that serve as mental anchors during tough times. They strengthen your sense of belonging, which in turn strengthens your brain's resilience. If you've been hurt or betrayed in the past, it's normal to build walls. But healing comes when you open doors. Don't let the pain of yesterday rob you of the joy of today. Forgiveness is a powerful neural intervention. It frees your brain from stress loops and allows you to create new relational patterns rooted in peace. In today's world, many people substitute digital connection for real interaction. While technology can be a bridge, it must not become a substitute. Real connection happens in presence, in eye contact, tone, touch, and shared silence. Put down the phone, look into someone's eyes, ask questions that matter, listen more than you speak. These are the practices that keep your brain alive. Your brain craves novelty and stimulation, but not just from books or travel. It thrives on the diversity of human emotion and experience. When you engage in conversations with people of different ages, cultures, and worldviews, your brain develops greater plasticity and emotional intelligence. You become more adaptable, more compassionate, more alive. Never believe the lie that you're too old to make new friends. Some of the richest relationships come later in life, when the noise of the world quiets and the soul seeks substance. Be open, be curious. The right people are looking for you too. And finally, become the friend you wish you had. Show up, speak truth, offer grace, create safe spaces where others feel loved and valued. When you become a vessel of connection, your own heart and brain overflow, and this overflow becomes your renewal. After 50, the goal is not to collect people, it is to collect meaning. One deep relationship can ignite more healing than 100 shallow interactions. Prioritize depth over frequency, presence over performance, vulnerability over perfection. This is how you stay young, not just in years, but in joy. Your brain is not a machine. It is a community of circuits designed to connect, relate, and respond. The more love you give, the more your brain grows. The more love you receive, the more your brain heals. Let connection be your neural vitamin. Let love be your legacy. Activate your brain with lifelong learning. There's a hidden key to youthfulness that costs no money, requires no surgery, and can be practiced in any season of life. Learning. The moment we stop learning, we start aging. The brain is not designed for stagnation. It is engineered for evolution, expansion, and engagement. After 50, your mind still holds a magnificent capacity to grow, adapt, and renew itself. But it must be activated. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself, is not just for the young. Science has confirmed that new neurons and neural connections can be formed well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. But this doesn't happen automatically. Just like a muscle needs resistance to grow stronger, your brain needs challenge to remain agile. And the most effective way to stimulate neuroplasticity? Lifelong learning. Every time you learn something new, a language, a skill, a song, an idea, you activate regions of your brain that forge new connections. You increase mental sharpness, boost memory, and build cognitive reserve, the very capacity that protects your brain from age-related decline. Lifelong learning is not a hobby. It is a neurological necessity. You don't need a classroom or a diploma to be a learner. Read books that stretch your thinking. Take up a new instrument, attend lectures, watch documentaries that expand your worldview, practice solving puzzles, memorize poetry, learn to paint, to code, to dance, to bake something you've never tried before. Every time you step into discomfort to learn, your brain thanks you with renewed vitality. But not all learning is equal. Passive consumption, like scrolling endlessly or watching entertainment, rarely stimulates meaningful growth. Active learning, where you engage, reflect, question, and practice, is what truly transforms the brain. Ask yourself, what excites your curiosity? What have you always wanted to explore but never had time for? That's your starting point. Learning also connects you to purpose. When you pursue knowledge that aligns with your values and passions, you tap into something deeper than intellect. You awaken your soul. A retired teacher who starts mentoring again. A widowed parent who writes their memoir. A grandmother who learns photography to capture the lives of her grandchildren. This isn't just mental stimulation, it's spiritual awakening. Language learning, in particular, has been shown to have profound effects on the aging brain. It enhances memory, problem solving, and attention. Learning a new language literally creates new pathways in your brain. It also connects you to new cultures, perspectives, and communities, enriching your sense of connection and joy. Lifelong learners are more adaptable. They handle change with greater ease because their brains are used to flexibility. In a world that's evolving rapidly, the ability to learn quickly is more valuable than ever. This isn't about being tech-savvy or trend-aware. It's about being responsive, curious, and creative in the face of newness. Even spiritual learning, reading sacred texts, meditating on ancient wisdom, reflecting on life's deeper questions, stimulates the brain and strengthens mental health. Faith, philosophy, and reflection sharpen the mind while grounding the heart. When your learning includes the soul, your entire being comes alive. Technology offers us access to thousands of online courses, audiobooks, and expert talks. Use them not as distractions, but as doorways to wisdom. Learn from mentors. Listen to podcasts while walking. Join communities that challenge and support your growth. Surround yourself with people who are passionate about progress. Make learning visible. Track it. Celebrate it. Share it. When your children and grandchildren see you learning in your 50s, 60s, or 70s, you don't just teach them information. You model inspiration. You show them that growth has no expiration date. Most importantly, learning ignites hope. When you learn, you remind your brain that there is still more to live for, more to discover, more to become. You resist the narrative of decline and step into the truth of renewal. You move from fading to flourishing. Let learning become your lifestyle. Let your days be marked by curiosity. Let your mind be a garden where new seeds are always being planted. Because in the world of neuroscience, the most youthful brain is not the youngest. It is the one that never stops growing. 6. Practice gratitude and purpose to delay cognitive aging. There is a secret that neuroscientists, monks, and philosophers all agree on. Your thoughts shape your biology. After 50, the mind can become either your most powerful weapon or your most subtle destroyer. And the difference lies in what you consistently choose to focus on. Gratitude and purpose are not just noble ideas. They are profound neural activators. They change your brain chemistry, enhance your immune system, and literally slow down the aging process of your brain. Let's begin with gratitude. When you practice gratitude daily, your brain releases a cascade of neurochemicals, dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin. These chemicals promote feelings of joy, bonding, and relaxation. But that's just the beginning. Repeated gratitude activates the medial prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for emotional regulation and decision-making. Over time, this rewires your brain to become more optimistic, less reactive, and more resilient in the face of stress. The science is clear. Studies have shown that people who keep a daily gratitude journal sleep better, experience fewer symptoms of illness, and have lower levels of inflammation. Inflammation, as we know, is a root cause of many age-related diseases. Gratitude is not a soft practice. It is a fierce weapon against the decay of time. Start with something simple. Every morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Not vague things like life or health. Be specific. I'm grateful for the way the morning sun filters through my window. I'm thankful for the unexpected call from my daughter. I appreciate the strength in my legs that allowed me to take a walk yesterday. Specificity deepens the emotional impact, and emotional impact builds neural pathways. But there is another force, equally powerful: purpose. When you wake up in the morning with a reason to rise, your entire brain comes online differently. Purpose activates your prefrontal cortex, sharpens focus, and floods your system with motivational neurotransmitters like norepinephrine. Purpose isn't just philosophical, it's physiological. After 50, many people lose their sense of purpose. Retirement hits, children leave home, roles change, identity begins to feel shaky. But here's the truth. Purpose is not tied to a job or a title. It is tied to service, to passion, to legacy. It is the deep sense that your life still matters, that your actions still ripple into the world. Ask yourself, what breaks your heart? What fills you with joy? Who can benefit from your experience, your wisdom, your presence? Purpose doesn't have to be grandiose. It can be mentoring a young person. It can be creating art. It can be tending a garden that brings beauty into the world. When you act from purpose, your brain shifts from survival mode into creative, regenerative flow. Research shows that people with a strong sense of purpose live longer, have lower risks of cognitive decline, and even recover faster from surgery or illness. Purpose gives your life structure, which stabilizes mood and strengthens the immune system. In fact, one study published in the journal JAMA Psychiatry found that seniors with a strong sense of purpose were 2.4 times less likely to develop Alzheimer's disease. When you combine gratitude and purpose, you create a neurological harmony. Gratitude roots you in the present. Purpose propels you into the future. Together they protect your brain from decay and fill your spirit with life. Even during adversity, these habits can serve as anchors. A grateful heart is not blind to pain. It is aware of beauty in the midst of it. A purposeful life is not without confusion. It simply chooses to move forward with meaning. These attitudes build emotional strength, and emotional strength builds neural resilience. Start small. Each morning ask, what am I thankful for? Each night reflect, what did I do today that brought meaning to someone else? Over time, this daily rhythm becomes your mental workout, a strengthening of the mind against the forces of aging and forgetfulness. Purpose and gratitude also activate the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system, which calms your body and lowers cortisol. Chronic stress accelerates brain aging. Gratitude and purpose are your shields. They help you slow your breath, ease your heartbeat, and restore your clarity. Create rituals. Light a candle of gratitude before your meals. Speak words of appreciation before sleep. Dedicate your walk or your workout to a cause greater than yourself. Let your life be layered with symbolic acts that reinforce your sacred connection to life. Even more, share your gratitude and purpose with others. Thank people often. Tell them what they mean to you. This not only uplifts them, it strengthens your own neural empathy circuits. Talk about your dreams. Ask others about theirs. Purpose is contagious. When shared, it grows exponentially. After 50, you are not losing time. You are gaining insight. You have the opportunity to become a sage, a guide, a light. And the best way to honor your journey is to live it with thankfulness and intention. This final habit is the soul of all the others. Movement, nutrition, sleep, connection, and learning all find deeper meaning when wrapped in gratitude and driven by purpose. This is how you stay young, not just in body, but in essence. So write, reflect, give, serve, smile, say thank you, love intentionally. These are not random acts. These are deliberate daily rewiring strategies. They will not only preserve your mind, they will elevate your life. Conclusion, you were never meant to fade with time. You were designed to evolve, to bloom in different seasons with different colors. These 6 golden habits are not just techniques for longevity. They are invitations to live with excellence, consciousness, and depth. They are spiritual and scientific bridges to your renewed self. If you make them your daily rituals, you will not just grow older, you will grow better. Your brain will remain sharp, your heart will stay young, and your spirit will shine brighter. Age is no longer your limitation. It is your platform. And the world needs your wisdom, your energy, and your story now more than ever. So start today, one step at a time. A single decision made with discipline today can become a legacy of health, joy, and brilliance tomorrow. Stay young, stay awake, stay intentional. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the timeless science and sacred art of staying young after 50. My hope is that this message not only stirred your heart, but ignited your will to act. May your days be long, your mind be sharp, and your soul never lose its wonder. Your best years are not behind you. They are being written right now. Keep walking, keep believing, and never stop becoming.